Hey YouTube, what's poppin'? It's your girl. Happy Sunday. I was gonna say grand risings, but it's like middle of the afternoon. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. I put myself out of bed today to do this video specifically because I was gonna work in my bed. I'm not really feeling good. I woke up and Mother Nature decided to remind me that I'm a woman. Decided to remind me that I'm a woman today. So I wasn't really even feeling like getting out of bed, but I was like, nah, I gotta go to YouTube, make my video. You know what I'm saying? I got thousands of millions of people that are waiting for me to post this video, so I need to go make it. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna get straight into the video. I actually kind of feel a little bit better now that I made myself get up, put my ponytail on, put some lipstick on, brush my teeth, wash my face. But I still want to go lay back down. So November 14th, I allow myself the time I need to work through my grief. Affirmations for death and grief. Wow. Okay. Death is a door opening to my new life. I am at peace with the grieving process. I am at peace with my loved ones passing. I allow myself the time I need to work through my grief. Our spirit can never be taken from us, for it is the part of us that is eternal. Death is a natural part of life. Everyone dies within the perfect time-space sequence. I know that no matter where I am safe and I am loved, totally supported by life. Our spirit, our soul is always safe, always secure, and always alive. I let the light of my love shine so that it comforts me and others. There is no death, only a change of form. I don't even need to say too much, but long live Dre, for real. Okay, so we gonna get right into the video. We left off with transitions yesterday. Guys, my mind, I don't really even go back and watch my videos, but I definitely went back and watched my video from yesterday. My mind was everywhere, like, seriously. But, I really try to be transparent with you guys. Like, it was just, my mind was just everywhere. Like, it wasn't even, like, a bad day or anything yesterday. My mind was literally just, like, 5 different places. But, okay. I am willing to change. We are living in a transition time. It is time of releasing old beliefs and learning new ones. Loneliness, anger, isolation, fear, and pain are all part of the old fear syndrome, and that's really what we want to change. We want to move from fear into love. In the Piscean age, we reached outside of ourselves and looked to other people to save us. In the Aquarian age, which we are entering now, people are beginning to go within and find that they have the power to save themselves. This is a wonderful, liberating thing for us. Some people get frightened because it seems to be a responsibility, but it is really our ability to respond to life, and not in a victim way, but in a way that empowers us. It is a wonderful feeling when you don't have to be dependent on an outside person, and to know that you have within your tremendous abilities to make positive changes in your life. And I know yesterday for this part, I did tap in a little bit to, just like when you understand this, it is a lot of responsibility, but with responsibility comes great power. And that's why it was, saying like, this can be like a very like liberating and powerful feeling. And I also think, transition happens when you realize, when you recognize things that you need to work on. That's when your transition starts happening. Because you can't change or you can't work on anything if you don't recognize it's a problem. Like, for instance, like if you're drinking every day or you're every day and you don't see it's a problem, you're not going to change it because you don't see the problem, Same with certain actions, certain things you do, certain ways that you treat people. If you don't see it's a problem, and if you find yourself the victim in it, you're not going to want to change it, or you're not going to try and change it. You're not going to try and recognize that firsthand when it's happening. And I think, like with transition like isn't just like I'm going to wake up and, the transition process starts tomorrow, or I'm going to be transitioned tomorrow. Like, transition happens like consistently. Like, it's a consistent thing. Like, you are going to constantly be tested, and it is most important when you feel like you've already transitioned and then you get something happens in your life and it's like a test, like it's testing you. And like, I can really say like, you know, firsthand, like still tell this very day, like that type of stuff happens to me. Like, I feel like I've definitely came a long way, just for my transition process, just transitioning into, you know, my authentic self, and, you know, like my true self. But I still, like, old Lexi, she still be trying to creep back in. I be getting, you know, thrown certain stuff. I be in certain situations where old Lexi knows how she wants to react. Old Lexi is about to react. But like, that's exactly the most important time where transition comes into play. Like, the person that you want to be, you know, needs to step up to the plate. You know what I'm saying? You need to, okay, so I know how I would handle this now. I know how I would handle this now. So what's the opposite thing that I would do? What's the opposite way I would handle the situation? What's the opposite thing that I would say in this situation? And do that instead. See how it works out for you. You know what I'm saying? Not every time's going to be successful. You know, there's a lot of times where something happens, and like, regardless of if I did it like in my old form or my new form, I'm like, I don't like, it didn't sit right with me. I could handle it differently. But that's how growth happens. That's how you transition. You find what works for you and what doesn't work for you, and you start your transitioning phase. And the transitioning phase, again, like, it takes a long time. Like, even when you've been reacting the same way to a certain situation, and, you know, it's very new, like, you start reacting into a new way, and you find out that's what works for you, you're still gonna get stuff that comes your way, things that are said, you know, people in your way, situations, and, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna be like something you've really like a position you've never been put in before, and you're gonna have to really like figure out, okay, how do I go about this? And my biggest thing with that is, you know, really taking a step back, and instead of reacting right away, because like, if y'all know me, especially if you guys know old me, like, old me is, I'll react right away, like right away. I'm a react, like, off the jump, like I'm reacting. I'm going off. I'm bugging out. I'm reacting, and then I get home and I'm like, dang, I did all that. I didn't even have time to think about what was said or what happened, or, you know what I'm saying, like, the situation. Like, I just reacted, and like, you know, I think that's really helped me, you know, go forward with situations and be able to, you know, react calmly, or react, you know what I'm saying, or take in, you know, how I want to take it in, instead of just, you know, automatically just being how my old self would be. And like, I feel like when you really see yourself transition, it's such a proud moment for yourself. Like, you're like, dang, that's the new me. And then you just want to be more like that. And then, you know, it's a very, like they say, liberating feeling. I love that word. I've been using that word a lot, guys. Liberating. I love that word. It's such a liberating feeling. Okay. Next page. What's this one? Ooh. I just happen to like have my finger in this. But it's enlightenment. I witness everything with love. Enlightenment is my 24-hour-a-day job. Awakening to love is what I am doing each morning. I love stretching my mind and acting as if I'm already perfect, whole, complete, right here and right now. My heart is open and receptive to all good as I let go of striving and straining to get what I need. And I know everything I need and desire comes to me in the perfect time/space sequence. I feel peaceful knowing that the universe is on my side. As I align my conscious with my higher self, I flow with an attitude of serendipity through all kinds of experiences. And I really honestly feel like this kind of goes with transitioning. Like, when you transition, and again, like, you start to see yourself transitioning, you start to see yourself talking different, you start to see yourself taking things different, you start to see yourself reacting different, you start to see yourself, you know, just adapting to situations differently. You start to realize that it's not only like, oh, I'm changing, but you're enlightened more, you're more experienced, like, you're more at peace with yourself, because again, you know that how others treat you is a reflection of themselves. You know that situations that are happening are not, oh, why is this happening to me? It's teaching you a lesson. You just start to realize that every single thing in life is an experience. Like, whether it's meeting someone, a situation, an occurrence, an opportunity, a missed opportunity, a mistake, like anything that happens to you in life, you start to realize that it's just an experience and it's all part of the flow, and you get very enlightened. Like being enlightened and enlightening yourself and, you know, adapting to certain situations differently and bettering yourself is a 24-hour a day job. Like it never stops. Just like how I say with the law of attraction, that goes on 24 hours. Like whether you're thinking while you're washing the dishes, or when you get ready in the morning, or when you shower, or when you're going to bed, you're always thinking. That means you are always attracting your thoughts. What you are thinking of, you are always attracting. So if you are constantly having negative thoughts, you need to, you know, and I know it's not easy to just, you know, especially when you're in a habit of like always thinking about something like, oh, I'm really like fearful that this is going to happen. I don't want this to happen. You start to, you know what I'm saying, get in the habit of doing that. So it's hard to change yourself, like to change otherwise. That's why, you know, people say like, you know, when you start affirmations, you know, you're not going to believe them for the first 3 weeks that you do them until you get in the habit. And then you start believing them. They start becoming, you know, a practice for you. They start to become habitual for you. So you do start to believe that. And that's why it's super important that even if you don't truly necessarily believe something, if it's something that you want to attract, you have to start like saying it and getting it in the habit of saying it, so you can get in the habit of truly believing it. Like believing something that you want to attract isn't like, you're not going to just be able to be like, okay, you know what, to get that in my hands, I do have to 100% believe it. Okay, I'm going to just believe it right now. Like it doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I talk about, you know, like believe it, like believing yourself 100%. But for me, like I just got in the habit of, you know, like if I want something, I 100% believe it's already mine. But when I first got into that habit, I just had to like, I'm like, no, you're like, every time I would think negatively about the situation or what I'm trying to attract, I would literally give myself 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3 seconds to change the topic. Either change the topic or start talking about it positively. Even if I don't believe it, just start thinking about it positively. Even if I really don't believe it, because the more that I do that, the more that I truly do start to believe it. And then once I start thinking about it more in that positive form, or switch from negative to positive, I start to attract that. So I start to physically see it. So I physically can believe it. I think I kind of got, I don't know, guys. I don't know if I'd be getting off topic or if you guys be hearing what I'm saying. But no, like I'm gonna go back into this. But yeah, like basically like enlightenment, I kind of just pinged that off the transition because, you know, it's kind of, for me, it kind of goes hand in hand. But I'm probably gonna get back to it tomorrow and like kind of like start off a little differently, like how I did today with transition. But it's Sunday, guys, so relax. I feel like today's a relaxing day. I'm gonna go back home. Y'all got all of that snow, so I know you guys are cold. I know you guys are real cold. So y'all stay warm. It's Sunday, so I do have my book club on Tuesday. Tap in, tune in. If you guys watched the video when I was outside the other day, and I read a passage from that other book when I didn't read this book, that's actually the book I'm reading from. So if you like that passage alone and you want to like tap in, tune in with me, it's going to be Tuesday, 7:30 Central Time. So like 7:30 Wisconsin time, and then 6:30 p.m. Central Mountain Time, so Arizona time. And I really only had it running for like 30 minutes, 35 minutes. It wasn't even that long, so y'all could really just tap in, turn your mute off, turn your camera off, and just listen to me read. Just, you know what I'm saying, engage if you feel comfortable, and you know, just tap into it if that's something that you guys, you know, are interested in. But y'all have a safe day, keep warm if you're somewhere cold, and I will see y'all tomorrow.